Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. And this evening, I am having a chat with Cathy Weaver, who's from Kansas City. Hello, Cathy.
Hello, Carolyn. How are you? This is very exciting and congratulations on your podcast.
Thank you so much. It's lovely to have you here for a chit chat, which I normally let run for about 15 minutes. So people just enjoy the 15 minutes, and there might be a part two and part three. You never know. So, my question to you is, what is it you enjoy when you're not working?
Well, that, of course, is a great question. And that's one of the reasons that I chose the backgrounds here that I did. As you know, we have gotten to meet several times, and certainly with the posting parties on Monday mornings. Training is one of my favorite things because discovering new things is my absolute love, actually. And so when I find out how to do something new, I dive into it, and then I usually share it with whomever might benefit from it. So as far as what do I like to do, I'm on YouTube all the time and watching videos, learning from other people, different things like that. And as far as the enjoyment piece, anything that gets to be outside, I'm on it. And I love to be outside. And that's when SNOW happens. We've talked about that before. I am not a fan. And so when Kansas City has one of our minus 40 degree below wind chill winters, I am not a fan. But I know, but when it is sunny and everything, I'm outside and I love that. And even when it's raining, today's a very rainy day in Kansas City. Even when it's raining, I love that part because you just kind of can almost feel the grass grow. So I really do love anything outside nature. I love seeing the gorgeous flowers that we have in springtime. It's springtime here. And so that is definitely my favorite thing in the whole world is to be outside. And if I'm not outside, then I'm literally on YouTube trying to find out what the world is doing and how I can do it differently.
And are there any sports you enjoy?
Well, you probably heard too much about the Kansas City Chiefs, which is our football team. And so that is, I love that piece as well. I'm trying to think. I can't imagine not watching any of their games, but I'm pretty sure I have watched all the Chiefs games. And I'm definitely a baseball fan because once again, you do that outside as far as nice weather, usually. We've had some interesting climate issues with our baseball season so far this year, but I absolutely love that. So the Kansas City Royals are definitely on my radar. And I love being able to support, I guess you would say. You've talked a lot on our posting parties about Twitter. And so I follow the Royals on X, as it's now called, and certainly the Chiefs. And so, yes, I definitely love those sports teams. Some of my daughters and daughters-in-law are fans of the KC Current, which is our women's soccer team.
Oh,
And we actually have the only women's soccer stadium, I think, in the world, but I know at least in this country, that is designed purely 1,000,000% for women's sports only. And
wow.
that's why it was built. So the couple that owns that plays our quarterback is actually for the Kansas City Chiefs is actually one of the owners, possibly the owner of the current stadium. And so that was super fun to be able to see that happen and it once again put
Mm.
Kansas City on the map in such a good way.
That's amazing to have a stadium for women's sports.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very well supported. It's beautiful. And so, yes, our owners are amazing and they definitely have women at the forefront of their minds as far as support.
That's brilliant. And and women's soccer worldwide has really come on leaps and bounds, hasn't it?
Absolutely, it has. And the fame and exposure, it's very, very fun for me to see the elevation of women. And it really is happening all over the world now.
Mm.
And I love that.
Yeah, I went to see a women's football match at the 2012 Olympics here in London. Um,
Wow.
my brother went along with his children and asked if I'd like to go, and I said yes. I'd never been to a football game before. I'm not one for men's football. And you sat down and you got all the men around. You know, the stadium was full to bursting, and all these men saying bloody women footballers. They can't kick a ball for Adam. And within 15 minutes, all that had turned around and said, actually, they're not bad. It was so funny to listen to the men sort of gibbering on as they do before the match. It was very funny.
Absolutely. And I can imagine that because the preconceived notions
Yeah.
that people have, women can't this and women can't that and women can't something else. And I'm always like, go ahead and tell me I can't, because then I can prove to you, yes, I can.
Yes, and it's the same with women's. Do you have women's rugby in the States?
If we do, I am unaware.
Okay. Yeah, we have women's rugby here, and I think there are teams around the world. So I think South Africa, perhaps,
Oh,
um,
wow. How
and
fun.
maybe Mexico. I'm not sure. I've just sort of heard, and of course, women's cricket.
Okay, so what is an American version of what cricket is?
Cricket is where you have the men or the women. They're all dressed in whites, and it's what's called a crease, and you have three poles, shortish, that have some little wooden things on them. And
Oh, okay. Could it be called croquet?
no, no, it's not croquet.
Not
No,
croquet. I'm thinking in terms of tennis or golf or
no,
any
no.
of those. I'm going to look up cricket when we get off this
Yeah,
call, actually, because I don't know what it is or
have a
if we
look.
have a version of
Yeah.
that.
And yeah, I mean it's very big in India and
Ah,
Pakistan and here. Cricket's been going for a long time here, since sort of 1700s, I think.
oh my goodness. I love that.
Yeah. So it's yeah, the first cricket match I believe was in Sussex. And my late father had some porcelain models of the early cricketers.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is magnificent. Anything antique like that is just so, I love that.
Yeah.
The nostalgia piece and the vintage, as we call it. I love those pieces because those are the kind of things for me that you can pass down to the next generations.
Yeah.
And sometimes, of course, they look at it and go, "What is that?"
Yes.
But then once you tell them the story, they go, "Well, that's pretty cool." And so I appreciate that. I'm going to look up cricket when we get off this
Yes,
call.
do, because it is quite a sport. I mean, you may it may not happen in America, or it might. I don't know.
Well,
Um,
I know it happens on YouTube, and that's where I'm going.
yes, good old YouTube, the font of all knowledge.
It really has been a font of lots of knowledge for me, that's for sure. And I do want to say publicly, I'm so proud of you to get Carolyn's Chit Chat as far as your podcast available to everyone, because a lot of times people hear these fabulous nuggets of meeting someone or my business changed or my company changed or the inspiration for my book happened, and many times it's because of a one-on-one meeting and you didn't record it. And so as soon as you started recording your one-on-one meetings and turned it into your podcast, literally, I'm just so proud of you. I'm screaming. I think that is a huge service to any of us, certainly, and definitely to your network. So congratulations.
Thank you very much, and I also would like to thank you too, because it was yourself that suggested that I recorded my one-to-ones. I hadn't thought about it. I've been procrastinating for a long time over a name. What do I call a podcast? I was thinking going down all sorts of different rabbit holes. And I was on a workshop with Steve Romano.
Yes.
And after the first one, I thought, yeah, it's just I must stop all this nonsense and just get on with it. And then within 2 days of that, you said, why don't you record the one-to-one? So it was like the jigsaw puzzle was coming into play.
I once again, the inspiration piece is the part, but and think about this too, though. You listened to the inspiration and the nuggets. A lot of people just go, whatever, and they blow it off. But I saw your fabulous pictures that you were taking with these cool people that you were meeting. And I was like, wow, I bet that was a conversation that the world needs to hear. And that's literally what pushed me to say that to you, as far as I'd love it if you recorded your one-on-ones, because now we get to meet the cool people that you meet all over the world. Do you network like all the time or different countries, or what does your networking world look like?
Mostly Australia, um,
Okay.
and obviously your posting parties in America, um,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, that's just about it, really. It was to get a reach for the card service that I have. I should reach out to South Africa as well because they don't have a postal service. Um,
Ah, there we go.
so
Okay.
that I must reach out to them. But fundamentally, it was just I thought, well, yeah, I mean, to get to know the people behind businesses that people don't necessarily know about. And I thought, well, yeah, okay, let's just ask the one question, which I ask everybody, and it's so interesting to see the different paths the conversation goes. Asking that question, I've now done 11, 12, about 13, 14 of these. I've got three
Oh
to,
my gosh.
yeah. So, and I only started about 8 weeks ago, 9 weeks ago.
Well,
Yes.
you have definitely taken it and run with it. That's for sure. I also saw, by the way, I haven't been on much today as far as social media, but I saw you are celebrating your 19th year as Carolyn's Card Box.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes. It was um, Kurt spoke to me a number of weeks ago and said, "Let's book something in. Let's do a let's do something." And so yeah, we did that last night, and we had a chat, 19 minutes for 19 years, which was his suggestion, and he's already booked in next year's for 20 years. So that'll be 20
Wow.
minutes.
Yes, he doesn't let any grass grow. I was on a call with Kurt on Saturday, actually, and somebody was mentioning something about birthdays. And of course, Santa was on there talking about the fact that we only have 30, 20 something weeks until Christmas. And so Kurt, of course, knew how many days until his birthday. So he doesn't celebrate the whole month of November. He celebrates the whole year waiting for the next birthday.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think celebration is definitely his DNA.
Yes, no, definitely. And I tend to agree. I mean, my birthday's the same month as Kurt's. So, yes, we're only a few days apart, I think, as well.
I
So,
love that.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it is fascinating because you're getting to know the person behind the business. And if you know the person behind the business, you know how they work, you
And
know.
I think a lot of that has to do with they always say things like people do business with people they know, like, and trust. Well, they may know you. It takes a while, possibly for the like part.
Mm.
And sometimes it takes even longer for the trust part. But as soon as all three of those components happen, oh my gosh, not only have you made certainly a new networking connection, I love networking, but the rest of that story is you've made a new friend. And I don't know what your life was like pre-COVID, but I did not have a lot of international friends yet. And so now I certainly do. And I got to network. I still get to network internationally often. And it has been fantastic for me because well, I think I've mentioned this to you before. One of my books, whichever side this is on for you, is Networking on Steroids PQ, which stands for post quarantine, and how to navigate these Brady Bunch squares and all that stuff. But the rest of that story is people tell me all the time, honey, all that networking you do, blah, 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 you can't build a relationship on a screen. And I always say, oh my gosh, that's fascinating. Please tell me about that. And so, of course, by the time they tell me all the reasons that you can't, because that's technically what the book is about, how to work this out so that you can actually create the networking like you would at a Chamber of Commerce or a BNI or wherever you go, then all of a sudden they go, maybe you can. And so, needless to say, that's the point for me is I would never have the cool international friends, my friend Carolyn's Chitchat, if it had not been for Zoom, and certainly even the pandemic. I would not have looked elsewhere, perhaps yet, for networking in different locations. And one thing led to another, and here we are.
Yeah.
So I love networking. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know. I did something I've learnt.
There
But
you go.
it's interesting, isn't it? Because, a lot of people say the same, that things started for them in during COVID. And if it wasn't for Zoom, I wish I'd bought shares. Um, if it wasn't for Zoom, and other platforms are available as well, then none of us would have met each other.
Exactly right. Yeah. And I do love the international piece. And so, and plus I get to go to the, I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of it, the health and wellness that you invited me to
Oh, yes.
once a month. And I get to go to that one as well. And so I would never have met those friends. And there is a lady, there, Maria, I believe is her name, from South Africa. And when I got to meet her, I was like, oh my gosh. And I did not have a large following yet in South Africa. And I thought, isn't this the coolest thing? My friend Carolyn from the UK invites me to a wellness seminar, talk to me, I'm in. And as soon as I get to go in a breakout room, I get to meet someone who's also into health and wellness, and she's from South Africa. And all of this networking continues like that. I seriously mean it. I love it.
Yes, it's like flowers blossoming, isn't it?
Correct. That's a very great, that's a great analogy.
Yeah, yeah. But yes, so our time is close to being ending, but that's not the end of the story because I think perhaps we could do a part two actually. So
I see many sequels in our future, my friend.
yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So I'd love to thank you very much for joining me this evening, Cathy. It's been a delight to learn a little bit more about you, and probably vice versa, maybe. And next time, perhaps it will be a live in conjunction with Facebook, perhaps.
Wow, look at you go, my friend. Keep it up. Congratulations on your success.
Thank you so much, Cathy.